and
Oh Lord.
we got some videos of some people in what I would call altercations with a variety of species in which some win and some lose, and I would just like to present the evidence and let's chat about it. I think we should all have a claim going into this thing,
I
and
was gonna say let's present the arguments.
I think
Oh wait. Okay.
my claim going in is that let's see, let me try and put this in one sentence. I
What?
think that with the right skill set, the right mentality, bro, the right circumstance, that humans are not totally out of the fight in damn near all of the fights with animals. I think that like there's a line, obviously, and that's, I guess that's the debate, is like where's the line, right? And so yeah, that's my claim. We're gonna chat about it.
What's your counter argument right there,
What?
Josh?
What was the claim?
That
Some people can beat some animals in certain circumstances.
Some
you
of the
find okay.
times, yeah.
yeah, I guess the line's not as clear. Like some bears are
You
getting
didn't
their
draw a
ass kicked,
line.
and some bears are killing you. You can't just say like, oh, a human can't take on a bear. Like some bears are getting that work, and some bears are gonna eat you alive. Like there's gray area. I'm just here to talk about the gray area.
Oh.
Well, okay. Well, first, I think we need to
Oh, this is exciting.
clearly define the parameters here, because the gray area
have to
is
bring
a
Thomas
very,
in
very
here.
small, percentage of interactions. In the field of wildlife biology, they're called human wildlife conflicts. So there's actually a lot of statistics that are kept on this when things like this happen. Uh, so, and Keelan, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Or whatever
So-
this dude's name is, right? You don't even need to know it.
No.
Speaking of that kind of shit, we don't even need to know this dude's name.
so so I just want to be sure you're just trying to say that, I guess based on the examples that you plan to provide, that yes, and I would agree with you, like yes, there are humans out there that can kill an animal, but I would say it's more exceptions to the rule, and it's also important to know what the circumstances, the rules, or the environment is.
I pretty much agree with that. Let me
And
first.
what kind of person it is
We're-
too.
3 minutes in, the show's over. What?
We're recording, so yes.
So I would say we can't talk about like the average, that word, like we're talking about the sheep out there. I'm not even talking about the sheep. The sheep, all the sheep get eaten, no matter what species of sheep we're talking about. Human sheep, sheep. Like if you're the kind of person that's gonna get eaten and lose and die, like that's just like, no, you can be all kind of different species of animals. You're a loser. I feel like we're talking about the guys. They're like, no, I don't want to die. I'm here. I'm gonna fight for my life. And I feel like amongst those people, I'm willing to say it's 50-50 out there. I don't think that everybody, like, how many times have we seen the guys that come back with scrapes or broken arms and live to tell about it? It's just like there's all kind of stories like that, and I'm just
They came back with who?
scrapes, broken arms, like
Just like by themselves,
It's
telling a story.
But you have to take those specific examples and analyze what the animal was doing. Animals are not dumb.
The animal
And
being
a lot
the
of-
human.
Yeah, and a lot of times
They are
they want
dumb.
to avoid injury, because an injury in the wild is like it's a death knell.
They don't have a
It's not.
hospital. They
Yeah,
don't-
it's not like you can break a leg of if you're a deer and expect to survive.
And that's one of the things that's in my favor. Like that's an advantage that I have. And that's something that I'm fully aware of as a human. Like going into an altercation with a species is like, hey, I know at the end of the day, I can get mangled and the hospital's going to save me. that animal doesn't quite have that, and so I feel like I'm willing to go further than that animal. And I
It
think
depends, but that's one of those. It depends on the situation too, right?
So
Because if
this
you
is
walk up on a mama grizzly with 2 cubs, she's going to go all the way.
so. The grizzly's one of those that's like kind of an exception to the whole like skill set and mentality, right? Like
Sure, sure.
there's a couple animals out there
So
that
A
what
lot
are
of
your
animals will
what are
defend their
your
young.
what are your like limits of animals? Let's set those parameters.
I would say a grizzly definitely falls into the category. Like especially a full grown grizzly, like there's literally no chance, and I'm fully aware of that fact. Like fact, we
Sure,
can call it a fact.
sure.
But there's like there is the gray area of like the adolescent black bear. Like I don't know, bro. He might get the
you're trying to
work.
fight kids.
He's coming into kids class and
Dude,
fighting them.
if the kid comes at me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just out there looking for a fight with a teen black bear, but like
Sure.
there's where's the line? Like there's some mountain lions that are definitely gonna eat your face, and then there's some mountain lions that are like, I mean, I'm gonna
Okay,
I'm on top.
the smallest, like whatever average smallest mountain lion is about 5 feet long and about 75 pounds.
That's a tough day at the office.
For every time. So
Out of 10, I would be super stoked to come out of a fight with a 75-pound mountain lion. 2 out of 10. I would be so stoked out of that.
okay, thank you. This is a lot different now that the cameras are running instead of when you're sitting
No,
on
no,
the
but
exercise bike.
but there's some like listen,
You're trying to take out every mountain lion the
it's
other
not
day.
every mountain lion. Like you're talking about mountain lions.
This is
Like
the smallest one.
listen, like a cougar, like you're talking about. Listen, a
Yeah,
30,
cougars
40
are a
pound
bunch of
cat,
different kind of cats.
a 30, 40-pound cat is going to be a hell of a fight, but I'm fucking coming out on top. I don't care. Listen, 30 pounds, cash me outside. Is that what she said?
Okay, a bobcat's 3 feet long and about 35 pounds. You think you can handle that?
I'm gonna handle it. I hate to say I'm gonna get scraped up. I'm gonna be bleeding. I'm gonna be saying ouch and all kind of other cuss words, but I'm coming out on top.
Okay, Josh, what do you think about that? 35-pound bobcat. That's a 3 feet long, not counting the tail, just the cat.
Yeah, but well, bobcats' temperament, so they are vicious. I mean, they're more in line with what I would think of, like the honey badger kind of deal.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, they're yeah.
Let's give Keelan a percentage then. He thinks he's at what's your percentage on the bobcat, Keelan? What's your number?
I mean,
At
I just want
a
to
3-foot, 35-pound bobcat. You think
I-
out of 10, how many of them do you beat?
I just want to touch on the honey badger right quick. He gets stomped out too. I'm just saying.
Well, we're not talking about him. He's tiny. We talking about
But the
bobcat.
yeah, percentage wise, I guess like out of 10, let's see, 35-pound bobcat comes at me trying to kill me. I mean that for sure 7. I'm coming out of there 7 times out of 10.
70%. What do you think, Josh? 70%?
Again, situation dictates. If obviously there is a size advantage there, and
Well, the
if
bobcat
Keelan
knows
can-
it's got to fight to the death.
Sure,
It can't
sure,
get
sure.
away.
Okay, but if Keelan can get his hands on him before the bobcat can, maybe.
He's got to get
But-
my neck right.
We
Like
need
that's
percentages.
that's his
No.
route.
If he's
not-
on
not
Keelan's
only.
neck, it's gonna be a bad day.
That's the route to victory for sure. Which I'm fully aware of. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
but percentage of being able to grab that thing, I mean, you're talking 35 pounds of dynamite. So,
Frames.
yeah, I don't know.
Frames.
I wouldn't put any bets on that.
So this is the one
Oh,
with
let
the
me-
dog.
so
and
actually,
the
this
fat
is-
cat.
yeah.
Is
This
that
isn't
one.
This isn't. No, you can press play. Are they seeing it right
Yeah,
now?
they're seeing it
Okay,
right now.
hold on. Do I have to watch like people kill animals on this show? Like that's rough.
I mean, it's not.
God.
It's not my show.
Not totally.
We can blur it out.
And I tell you what,
And fix it in post.
this one doesn't even argue for me, to be honest. This one is a bobcat that comes up and attacks this guy's dog, and the guy comes out and starts beating it
It's not a bobcat.
to stop
That's
it.
a mountain lion.
That's definitely. He attacks the dog, gets it by the neck. The dog's done for sure. Like if nobody comes to help it, it's done.
They're tussling and playing.
But the guy comes and starts like beating it up, right? And I mean, to be honest, like I said, this one doesn't argue for me. I mean, the mountain lion eats probably 20 shots, and before the guy's like, man, I guess I can't beat it off of it. It's not gonna let go. It just stays on the dog's neck until he steps on the throat to like get it off. So this one, I mean, it's just an
Holy shit.
interaction.
You're
Yeah.
dead, son. 10 out of 10. 0%. 0% Keelan.
Like he said, if it gets
0%.
on, if it
Zero.
gets on
You
your
can't
neck,
stop him. You can't stop it.
if it gets on your neck,
You
it's a
couldn't
tough
stop
day. It's a tough day at the office,
You
right?
couldn't stop it.
It's the same thing as a rear naked. If
You
I
could not.
let you
That
off
animal would
fully
eat
rear
you.
naked, like how are you?
And
Like,
Brandon,
you just can't
you're
let it get to
dead.
the position. Position is
How you gonna stop it?
it just can't get to my neck. I got to get the pin. The same way that a couple of these guys stop it. So as Isaac looks through
Here
the
comes the
videos
fire.
here, there's an article in here. It's not even a video. It's an article because there was no video. This guy was minding his own and he got jumped by a mountain lion in the wilderness, and he ends up reversing the position. The mountain lion attacks. He reverses and gets on top and gets the pin on the mountain lion, and he stands on its neck and basically kills the mountain lion or cougar. We'll have to look and see how big it was, but pin, once you get on top and get the pin, I mean, they're squirming and shit, but you're way bigger than them. And with gravity, weight distribution, leverage, I mean, come on. You got position. The man wasn't even trained.
Here's the one where the lady's carrying a mountain lion.
Yeah, that may even be an actual lion. Who knows? Jesus, look how big that thing is. And it's just squirming.
She just puts it down.
Which, it's not trying to kill her.
That's a
Yeah,
pet.
that's a domesticated line.
I hear you. I hear you.
I mean,
Yeah, that don't count.
We're just looking at interactions. We're catching
This is what you had. Is this what
Listen, hey, Isaac's
bringing me domesticated
I'm not
lions and shit?
Isaac's just going through them.
I'm just
All
clicking.
this for that, Keelan? You're like
I just want to have a
That-
conversation. Isn't that what we're here for?
super defeated so far. You haven't won a single fight.
Super defeated. Can we not accept the fact that I tell you what? I'll hold that argument.
No.
until-
I understand. Like your perspective is that situation does dictate a lot of it, and you can't account for everything. But I guess in my
That's
view,
jiu-jitsu, baby.
yeah, of course. And then, but in my view, like all of us have an idea of how to handle a human, which we would probably carry over to an
What's the
animal,
biggest
right?
human you could take?
I've taken some pretty big humans.
Okay.
But okay.
I haven't beat them all.
Oh, what is this?
Oh, they just stole my man's food.
Yeah,
from
they
some
took their
cheetahs.
food with some sticks.
Because the
With
cheetahs know what's up.
Yeah.
Now, cheetahs,
Dude,
cheetahs
this is
are
how
not
we win.
very
These weapons.
Are you gonna say cheetahs aren't very scary? You would just stand there and swat him away with a.
No.
Yeah,
No,
with a
well, I
stick.
mean, cheetahs are, to my understanding, getting a bit outside of my wheelhouse here, but lions kill cheetahs and things like that when they get too close to their food. So
Let's keep scrolling through the tapes.
I'm still just. I'm going further the other way now, Keelan.
What? So, no, pull up that one that you just passed.
This
So,
one?
Yeah. So, position is everything, guys. I think
it
if
doesn't
they,
seem that position is everything in these. It seems like the situation of how it's approached, and because like
agreed.
that first
no
first
matter
one
how
that you showed.
no matter how
with
the
the-
position is established, though, if you can just use the imagination and say that if I were to get to this
You're
position,
in a helicopter now.
I'm not deciding.
But you're giving yourself such an advantageous position to begin with.
But to say that I can't get a headlock is crazy. Of course I can get
He
a headlock.
jumped on him from a heli. I'm sorry. I don't know if I
made.
We lost him. That's how bad that was. Isaac just tapped out. He's done. Here now. Could you hear what we were just saying?
Nope. But now we can.
You unplugged the game because you were losing, Keelan.
I gotta be honest. I feel like I made a great point. Then y'all probably didn't hear it.
Last thing I saw was you jumping out of a helicopter on a deer's back.
Dude, Okay, I
What was
think my
that?
All
point,
right, let's start off there. Let's start there.
my point there was that position is everything. All right, so of
Yeah.
course he used a helicopter to get to the deer. I hear you, but how does a deer attack? It freaking lowers its head and
It
comes at
doesn't.
you, right? What do you mean? I mean, come on. There's gonna be some footage of a deer that comes straight into a suburban home area attacking a woman and her husband.
Oh, I got to
Deer.
scroll.
Deers aren't predatory animals, though.
Oh, so we're not counting.
I'm just saying how big. I think the argument is how big of an animal you can take, right? Like, what I think the claim was like a medium-sized dog is about the cutoff, right?
Oh, that is. So now we're getting to the meat of it. That was your claim, Josh.
That's my claim against like your average person for sure, and I would even extend that to most everybody.
I've got the
So,
one you need to
Is
share.
anybody who trains jiu-jitsu average then?
Average? No, not at all.
So that's what I'm saying. So then everybody we know can beat all these animals? I don't
No,
know.
not at all. Not at all.
What kind of belt you got to get to be beating up a 35-pound bobcat?
I mean, it depends. Like
Purple.
again,
4-stripe white belt,
Purple.
Blue belt at least.
4th degree blue belt.
and I mean, it depends on the dog too.
Now,
A trained canine's gonna
Hey,
be
it
a
ain't
lot
the size of the
harder
dog
to
in the fight. It's the
to
size
find
of the
out how
fight of
you
the
can
dog.
become part of the
Amen.
adventure,
Amen.
follow the
Same
link
with the
below,
human.
or come visit me at
Okay, so this guy's gonna try to
www.andrewuko.com.
wrangle a water buffalo. Now, this is stupid.
Not only try, but he does. Okay.
Wrangle a watermelon.
All he needed to take down this water buffalo is a rope. Puts the rope on the horns and
Okay,
wrap-
now we're using tools. That changes everything.
It changes the whole thing.
I hear you. I hear you.
I guess helicopter.
Because he's using his brain, not his,
Do you understand?
Which is how you gotta
Click the
approach
ro-
all these dumb animals. Is you gotta
This
use your
motherfucker done jumped out of a helicopter with a rope now.
It's the gi. He's in a gi.
Now let's do the.
So part of my argument here.
Why is the
to be completely
Why is the
honest,
bull
there
wearing
is
a
no
gi? It
real
doesn't make any
strategy in
sense.
trying to get one on the ground.
So part of my
Let's go
argument
on
now
like
is the
Popeye,
maneuverability
you'll probably have the
of the
same
bull
use
or
of
of
respect
the
as me,
buffalo
Adam.
and the human, right? Like
The
he's
future
able to
goat
approach
trying
this
to tip over a
thing
water buffalo
without
is
any
the
danger
equivalent of
because
trying
it
to
can't
push
catch
over a
him.
Land Rover.
Yeah, the online, if you Google it, they run 30 miles an
The
hour.
thing's literally letting him just lay on it.
I saw Jim Carrey do this one time.
The 30 miles an hour, if you look at it online, is their top speed, right? But that doesn't say anything because the maneuverability of the animal
This file is whack.
is zero.
I saw better stuff than that, though. I was going to be ready to argue against. So
I mean, water buffaloes kill lions every now and then.
Every now and then,
Yeah,
I don't even know what that
trample
means.
you.
Look, here's one where a
they're
bobcat.
tough animals. They really
Here-
are. So I wouldn't say they're not maneuverable. They're big, yeah, not maneuverable in the sense of like the same way a cat would be.
I don't know how I kill it, but I don't know how it kills me either.
Oh, I saw this. Hey, this guy runs up behind the cat, though, so it don't even count. The cats are fighting somebody else, he jumps the cat from behind.
Okay, but just imagine you're the woman. Just imagine you're the woman that
Happy
gets
and
attacked
Christy
here.
Wade
Imagine
leaving their
trying to
house to
defend
take their
yourself against
senior
this
cat,
bobcat.
Caroline.
So the bobcat's climbing up the woman right now.
So it's on her,
Yeah.
and so he gets a hold of it.
Yeah.
He's about to eat my wife's fucking neck off. So I run up behind him and I grab the motherfucker from behind. Pick him up when he don't know that I'm there.
Chuck them.
And the bobcat wants to kill him, wants to do its thing.
No,
Get
it wants
out
to
of
get
here.
away. The bobcat wants to get away. It runs.
Dude, it's got some rabies or something. It was trying to eat her.
It was
I
gonna eat the cat.
mean,
It had
so
a cat in
are
the
we
crate.
talking?
It was going to eat the cat in the crate. That's what it wanted.
So a rabid animal, is that now on the table as an option as well? Like, does that?
Okay, hold on. That changes everything because then you have to account like poisonous animals and things like that. Because like you can kill a
Fire
snake
ants.
you can kill a snake pretty easily, right? But if
A
it
3
gets
foot
you,
long fire ant.
you know, yeah.
That brings us to what you asked me when you were down here for the PGF. You said, Keelan,
A
how
horse-sized duck.
how big of a duck could you take? And I said, I mean, it would have to be way bigger than me, right? Like, and I guess the only examples we have of birds and duck-sized birds bigger than us. It's like an ostrich, maybe an emu,
Oh, those, yeah.
right? So I've got some footage of an emu and a human in a fight. It was definitely sanctioned. Hopefully we can find this footage, but
If I could explain to y'all how long this list is and how it's made,
yeah, I mean, listen, we've got tons of files in the evidence file, and I got to be honest, he's not going through them as I would, but that's okay.
I've seen.
We're
Okay,
gonna
well that's hey, that's your fault. That's your attorney. You should be prepping your man up.
To my knowledge, the only birds,
I've seen some
There's
cardinals
some
throw
time.
down in my yard.
yeah, the only ones that have ever killed a human are ostriches, chickens,
Gamecocks.
and the cassowary thing, but that lives in Australia.
well,
Thanksgiving. Wu-Tang and Led Zeppelin versus Eddie Bravo. Who you got?
do have any emus ever killed anybody?
Not to my knowledge. Yeah, they might.
Not
I
this
mean,
dude.
they're big
What is
enough.
this shit? I can't even see it.
so this looks like some dash cam footage.
Is he trying to bolo this bird?
Well, he's already got it pinned somehow. It looks like some sort of triangle with his legs, some sort of rear triangle. Maybe a scissor leg lock
I
of
mean, it's a
sorts.
dash cam from 1992. So,
I mean, emus are definitely dangerous.
I mean, look at the size of that thing.
He's on his head. Okay, he's got his neck between his legs. Okay. He's got like a De La Hiva on it. On his neck.
It's like
Yeah.
that lasso
Uh-huh.
guard.
Right. And he slipped his head right there. He's about to fuck this
Yeah,
dude up.
you get him in that like lasso, get that beat.
Oh, back take.
Take down. Take down.
Look at him. Nothing though. Not even phased.
Dude,
My
he's on the
boy-
back. He's got hooks in.
He does not. Watch. He turns. My bird gets on top right here.
Easy mount. Easy mount transition.
And
He's
look,
in a mounted
another
drive
rope.
there.
And
Another
he's
rope.
not even landing any strikes. He's got such
Another rope.
He's got such mercy.
Can't
That's
finish
what
it
the rope-
without a rope.
That's what the rope's for, is because they have mercy.
He couldn't beat him. They had to cheat.
He didn't want to.
He's trying to steal. He's trying to turn him into a slave.
That's way more dominant than a kill.
Look at this man. He's a savage.
Did you see that state trooper? See that? I'm out. He's out.
That's pretty
Let's see
funny.
the takedown again. Oh my gosh.
That jumping back take showed that he was a real one though for sure. Like, that was next level. He's above average. That guy.
Maybe he trains.
Oh, probably not. Not with that jump, but the commitment was real.
Oh,
All right,
man.
I'll give you 1 point for there. All right, you beat one emu for sure.
And I feel like it was good size, man. It was his
It was a strong fight. I'm all right. I'm less off the emu train now.
and I don't think an ostrich changes things, right? That's the same fight.
I think ostriches are bigger.
Yeah,
A little bit bigger, but it's the same
much
fight.
stronger.
Oh,
How do they
pound for pound,
do their damage?
pecker.
Okay, you get
Yeah.
you get one peck before I get the takedown. Or at least the clinch.
That's fair.
Well, hold on. If you,
I think that
if you
was
were to, I'm trying to anatomically think about, if you tackle an ostrich, it can peck your spine out, essentially.
Wait, whoa,
If I-
how?
If I get that
It lays
neck,
straight down. It's got long.
He's gonna De La Hiva the neck.
Come through
think about the neck, just the classic Vader choke.
Just grabs it. Then if it kicks you,
Non-consensual.
you're gonna go flying.
I've got my hooks in. I'm wrapped up in full guard.
Yeah.
I don't think your links are working anymore.
Oh,
I
they
think
were.
Thomas-
I don't
did
know.
this.
Ostrich is a bit. You guys need to find like an actual wildlife biologist that trains jiu-jitsu. It's still a little outside of my. So
What is
No,
this? Is this one?
Stand by your stuff, Josh.
one's-
He's
this
not.
one's
He's not
the deer.
convincing me of anything.
This one's the deer that comes into the suburban home area and just wants trouble, man. I don't know why it wants trouble, but it does. It's over here, and Mom right here is clearly
Oh, that dog ran up on him.
Your dog just took it.
boom, clear attack. So that's their attack, right? You get a hold of the horns, and now you get your headlock like you got from the helicopter.
They double teamed him.
They double
Again,
80
it's not the first person that fought him 2-on-1s, and he almost kills this old man.
He's 84.
But
I'm
he
just
stay
saying,
the fuck back.
if I get a hold of the deer's antlers or whatever they're called like that, I'm getting a takedown or a headlock, and the fight's over.
See, that deer has no idea what's going on. He's just trying
The
to
red
protect
wedding
himself.
all over again, right here. They're all dying.
He's not going after him. He's just standing there.
Slaughtered that deer, slaughtering that whole family.
But what we saw
Look
in
at them.
this,
They're not fucking with him. Where they at? They ran. My
They're
man just he's
84.
peeing on. He's about to eat their bush.
they're 84. What we
That's his
saw in this
bush.
clip is how they attack. That's what I
He
want
beat
you
a dog and 2 people just then off the rip.
How did it look? Lower
Oh,
the
she's
head,
dead.
lower the head and attack. That's how they attack. I'm gonna get the antlers, and I get the turn.
Kill the dog.
There, you needed
the
a
woman.
sprawl. She didn't put any sprawl
Kill
in.
the
I
grandson.
feel like you have a higher chance of getting him.
And that's a baby
trying to
deer.
grab hold of their antlers.
It's gonna get one shot. I'm gonna
Her
take
voice is annoying, though. God. Just kill her so she'll stop screaming.
I can't believe that.
Those poodles don't want no smoke either.
Oh, the poodles are out. Look how they're behind the dude.
I would have been able to be the hero that day.
1-0 deer.
Oh my god, I'm just
That might
I'm
be like
appalled.
2-0 because he took them both out.
I'm appalled by the lack of confidence. Click that one at the top. That's
I'm just
the,
responding to what you're showing me, sir.
that's the article.
Sir.
Hold on, I have to skip the ads. Oh well, we won't be able to hear this unless you got to go turn it up on the sound.
We don't even need to hear it. You can mute it.
You want me to just let it play?
Yeah.
Biased like Joe Rogan.
This is the guy. He took some scrapes, some claws. He's got some bruising, but he got attacked on a trail by a mountain lion, and he ends up getting the sweep, gets on top, and then steps on its neck and keeps it from getting away while it flails and tries to claw him, and then ends up getting the kill. So I don't think there's actual footage of this, but they have the dead mountain lion. Right, there's tons of articles about it. The cougar was like 40 pounds, and the cougar clearly wanted to eat the man. He was definitely fighting for his life, and the man definitely is still alive. I think that was my whole point. Wrapped up. Oh, wait.
I have nothing. I mean, that's an example of where it works out. You know.
This is he's got the Gracie breakdown, which is the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu guys, their YouTube channel. They broke down. They went and interviewed the guy, and then they reenacted the video, which is kind of hysterical.
Something wasn't right. He stopped to look,
it is
and
what
the
it
mountain lion was right there,
And
less than 10 feet
They
away.
reenact
Threw up
what
his hands
happened.
and
The
began
cougar
yelling.
approaches.
That's when the lion
Make
pounced
sure
and
you mute
latched
it.
onto his wrist. After getting
Hold on,
clawed,
they got him dressed up.
Travis tried throwing
Yeah,
the cougar,
they-
but
Is
that's
that
when they
Hero?
Yeah, this is a reenactment, but they're telling the story of what happened. He gets on top. He tries to stab him with a stick. The stick breaks. Starts to beat him with a rock. It's no good. The cougar's still alive. He ends up stepping on the cat's throat, and eventually the cat passes out. He stays on it until he gets away. It's a hilarious reenactment here, and they're just showing some different options here, right? But what happened was the guy got stalked and attacked, and he ended up reversing position, getting on top, and stepping on the neck.
So that's how you would kill. That's how you would kill a mountain lion in your mind.
Yeah, that's a great option. One of many.
Steven?
I completely disagree. Sorry, I didn't hear anything he said. I was not in the room, so
I think the main point was my man got attacked by a 40-pound cat and he's still alive.
40. Okay.
Okay, that's a dangerous cat.
It's a small cat.
Okay, okay. Let's
If
continue.
we're talking about dangerous cats, that's a small one.
I mean,
That's where it starts to get dangerous. Is about 30 or 40 pounds, probably.
I don't live in the African wilderness.
Oh, I
mean-
know. Based on some of the comments you're making, sir, you don't live around any real cats.
So what about a bull? That's a fun argument. What about a bull?
How big?
I don't know. A bull.
Sharp horns.
I don't really know small bulls, but yeah, I mean,
Where'd you put all the bull? This is it.
I mean, it's just been around for centuries, like bullfighting, like people getting in-
okay, bullfighting is brutal.
No,
Yeah.
no, not this type of bullfighting though.
Well, but there is brutal bullfighting. Like I'm with you.
okay.
I'm talking like Spanish, conquistador kind of old school stuff where they sit there and spear them to death, and then
That look, they go hard in some areas. Chinese bullfighting, they go hand to hand, and they start almost in a clinch. Is that what this is?
Yeah, that's this one.
And they basically hand fight bulls, and the idea is to get a takedown and they hope to get a pin. Like if you get a pin, you get more points. But just the idea of tangling up with a full-grown bull.
uh-huh.
And that's choosing to engage. There's obviously like all the clowns that choose not to engage and just distract and dance around them and stuff. And just the idea that you can engage with the bull, they can't engage with you if you don't want them to, right? You got the you can trick them with the little red and like they're just too easy to avoid, right? You can just run away. And then if you do get the head, you got easy takedowns. There's all kind of steer wrestling and all kinds of bull wrestling and all kind of stuff that's been going on for thousands of years. I feel like maybe hundreds. I don't know, but I feel like they're not very scary either. Obviously, you don't want to like get rammed and get let them spear you with the horns, but like that's the thing, right? Same with like a rhino. Obviously, you don't want a rhino to freaking get his attack on you, but for the most part, I feel like they're not very agile. How do they get a hold of you?
Okay, so two very different animals there. All those bulls you have
Thank
to
you.
consider. Yeah, all those bulls you have to consider. They are domesticated. A rhino, yeah, maybe not as maneuverable, but just the sheer amount of force that they put into their movements. I mean, even bumping up against one could be fatal.
I can see that.
So, I mean, like if a rhino spun around real fast and just hit you with its back end, I mean, that's like getting hit with a car.
Little
Next.
fishtail by the car.
These guys are training to fight bulls. That's not regular. You're talking about dudes with a bull head on a hydraulic machine.
If I'm going in, it depends what the situation here is.
So now we get to train 6 weeks. We're gonna have a poster with
about
you and
to
the
ask.
bull
I was about to
squaring
ask,
off
is
with
it-
each other.
Is it a sanctioned
Come
fight,
on,
or am I
man.
getting
Well,
attacked on a trail?
Who's sanctioning a fight with a bull? Steven, move your phone away from your mic.
Don't tell me what to do.
So okay, so I just think like the overarching theme is like I agree that there are examples of humans being able to stop wild animals and even kill them, but I don't. Again, I think that's more exception to the rule because you can pretty much look up on the stats of all these. I mean, dogs kill way more people than lions.
Isaac, check your phone and see if Keelan can beat that Brahma bull right there.
Oh god.
Dude, if I died by a dog attack, I would be embarrassed. I just feel like, how does a dog kill you? It attacks limbs, like it's coming for legs and arms, which is like, I'm gonna take a bite and get the neck.
Is there
It's
another, like,
typically more than one dog, to be fair, that end up killing people.
I get it. The pack fight's a little different. I would
A little?
would-
That's a big
I would rather-
difference.
he asked if you could beat that bull. I feel like is that a joke?
He's dead.
That's his nickname, the Brahma
Oh.
bull.
Oh, okay. You think you could beat
That's the,
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
that's the first time I'll pull out a heel hook.
The first time ever. You just stand up.
Yeah, I mean, what if leg locks don't work?
They work sometimes.
Actually,
Okay.
I feel
So
like you guys
bulls,
have this argument.
What about
500
okay,
pounds, 1,000 pounds.
I was about to say 500 feels like a small bull, like a
That's what
little
I'm saying.
steer.
So what about 1,000?
Look, I mean, it's getting serious. I hope I get a good position. I think out of
No, we
10,
can't be living on hopes and dreams, babe. We talking about living and dying.
yeah, like I said,
You gonna run or what?
definitely not. There's no running. I'm doing a little side swipe and I'm trying to get the head. If I get a headlock, I survive. That's how I feel.
Little side swipe.
Yeah, say,
Like
Toro,
what?
Toro.
She's
Little
doing a
side
little
swipe.
Toriando pass right
I'm
there.
too
Trying to get in the
agile.
back.
They lower their heads. That's how all these dang wild animals with hard heads like horns and things attack, as they lower their head and they close their eyes and they hope for the best. And I do it. I mean, have you seen the video? This isn't in my files, but the guy that does a handstand and then the bull lowers his head and attacks him, and he like ends up like in a triangle, a rear triangle on his neck, and he gets the takedown on the bull with a chin strap.
What's your
It's,
break
basi-
pause like?
it's basically a goozle.
A koozle?
Whoop.
What about a black bear? What's your thoughts there?
How big?
Well, you said it earlier, an adolescent one, but now you have to take into account, because this is a bit more in my alley now. I know more about bears than I do ostrich. Black bears are, again, not going to really be aggressive unless you're threatening them. You get close to their food, or like mama bear kind of deal. They're actually pretty skittish, so it's kind of hard to make that claim. But I mean, if we're doing it in the parameters of a black bear versus like you, then I mean, yeah, I think you would beat a black bear cub for sure. But once they start to get some weight under them and some muscle, I mean, those are strong animals.
So what's like a cub versus like a grown one? Are we talking like, so I'm 170 pounds. What are if I mean, are they in my weight class? Are they? I feel like they kind of have to be bigger than me, right? Or like, what about this bear that we're seeing right here that's chasing their dogs?
Yeah, I mean,
He'd eat you.
He'd eat me. Look at
hold
this
on,
guy.
I'm trying to tell how big that bear is. But yeah, you can see that's a smaller black bear for sure. I mean, black bears aren't huge. What are they?
I feel like I'd get him.
I don't know, man.
Oh, that's like a
lot of-
50-pound bear.
Dude,
No,
that's
I think they bottom out around 100 pounds on the smallest.
I mean, that guy right there is bigger than that bear.
that dude's
Disgusting.
190. That dude's 185, 190.
That's a 210 all day.
Yeah, I would give him 210. Look at them thighs.
He's Polynesian as fuck. They're heavy.
Okay, so here's the spread. An American black bear, 130 to 660 pounds for a male, 90 pounds to 180 for a female. So females have quite a big difference between the male count.
So would you be able to take out a female or
They're
a male
gonna have to
bear?
break 150 before I'm even like a bear. If they're 120, bro, they're getting the work. I've seen Khabib wrestle the bears. Their technique is simple. They got claws and teeth. That's their only advantage. It's a big advantage. I'll give you that.
What if you had to
Claws
fight
and
a chicken
teeth,
with
they're very
weapons?
fast. They can climb trees. They're agile.
I'm not running unless it's bigger than me.
Bears are really fast. So bears have a bite force up to 800. Black bears have a bite force up to 800 pounds per square inch, and a swipe force of about 560 pounds. So 560 pounds of weight hitting you.
I feel like that sounds like a lot, but I think humans have more than that, right? Like a solid punch from a good pro boxer is definitely more than 560 pounds of force, right?
I have no idea, man.
I'm pretty sure I seen it on some sports science back in the day. Look, this bear gets eaten alive.
Again, domesticated.
That one's bigger than him. That one's gonna be tough times. Oh, that one on the left definitely will eat you alive. Oh yeah, that's tough times.
And look at him taking his back.
That one's getting the work.
It's a baby.
I'm just saying.
Man, if that thing was your age, it would kill you and your whole family.
I didn't sign up for this fight. I'm just here to fight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you died, then he signed up for you. No waivers, no nothing.
So one thing that's really terrifying about bears, especially grizzlies, is that the way they hunt is that they pin their food and then they eat it. It's not like a lion or a cheetah that
Don't they like
leaps
eat
and
you from like the bottom half up too?
whatever they get a hold of first.
They just
Yeah.
start ripping.
See,
Just
that makes
start
sense
ripping.
because I feel like that's the route to victory. Even for me, is like I got to get the pin. Like if the bear is too
But
big,
you're not gonna start eating the bear though.
you got why not? I don't know what else to kill him with.
So let me ask you this: in jiu-jitsu, how much of a weight class difference for you, same skill level, is when it kind of washes out as far as like how well you can compete?
Damn.
Like how many pounds heavier?
It starts to make a difference if we're talking same skill level. I mean,
Yeah, same skill level.
25 pounds is a big deal.
Yeah. So, one of my bear statistics is that they observed a black bear that weighed 120 pounds that was turning over flat rocks that weighed 325. So that kind of, 120 pounds is really lightweight, and flipping a rock that weighs 300 with its paw, I mean, that's kind of
I never deadlifted.
incomprehensible.
I never
strength.
deadlifted before, but whenever I started to deadlift for my Spartan race, I hit 400 my first day. Just saying.
Okay.
Like
How much does your deadlift play a factor?
same amount of factor that his rock flip factors in. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, bear, you can flip rocks. I can lift weights. Like, but a fight's a fight, bear. I'm just looking for the pin or the back. That's all I'm looking for. He's got a gi on. He's got all his fur, and I don't have a gi on. He's got his claws, so he hopes to get his good grips in with the claws. But I'm looking for the pin or the back. If he's too big to pin, I'm hoping to get the back. If I can't get the pin or the back, it's going to be a tough day at the office. That's how I feel. I feel like I got the 120-pound bear.
Sorry.
Have you ever been to Alaska?
No, I haven't. I will say, I will go ahead and tell you my animal fighting experience that I have. Okay, I've had 2 real altercations that I would claim as animal fights. One's with a dog, and one's with like what I would call an adolescent boar or wild hog or pig or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
So
suckers are mean.
These stories bore me.
He just visibly got upset.
I feel like this is all rigged.
What was the,
This is all rigged.
I mean, you've had very compelling evidence.
my one altercation with the pig, again, headlock. And the altercation with the dog, headlock. If they're too big to headlock, It's gonna be a tough day. But you even saw if you get a headlock on a big bull, you can get the takedown. And if I get the takedown, if I could possibly get the pin, then they can't do any damage. And so
How big is the average man?
I would say I'm like an average man, like 170.
You're tall.
I'm tall. I'm like 5'10".
You're taller than about that.
I'm like an average Caucasian man. I would probably be tall in China.
Well, average height's like what, 5'9" or something for a male,
Okay.
I think. We got the World Wide Web at our fingertips.
Yeah, I got caught up watching chicken fight. Sorry.
He's put off.
Oh my lord. He doesn't believe I could take a chicken.
No, you
Okay.
can. They're just
You-
a big one you couldn't.
The average, yeah, wow, I didn't realize this. The average American man, 20 years old, so younger, obviously,
5'7".
5'9", but they weigh 197.9 pounds.
Dang,
Chubby though.
I'm small.
Mm.
Oh.
Average American's not healthy.
Got the
Little,
turn.
little
That's
knee
2 on
tap.
1. That's 2 on 1.
It is
2 on 1.
I'll
Okay.
give you that.
Okay.
I'll give you that. But a knee tap and a headlock is still a takedown. I mean, he didn't need the guy to be on the tail. It's not like he helped.
that.
I'm not sure we can draw the comparison between
I think we just
farm
got to talk about
animals,
fighting
wild
animals. Animals that want to fight you.
like
Yeah.
predatory carnivores, preferably.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we're no longer attacking bulls.
Find
I mean,
me one with a
That's
polar
the thing.
bear in
You're
there, I'll
bringing
be
the fight
impressed.
to the bull and stuff like that. Then so. I mean, how many, like, if there was 2 dogs that were 50 pounds, could you beat both of them?
Oh,
That's gonna be a little tougher.
So now you got 2 people jumping on animals. That's cool.
So,
you
so
don't
here's
want
what
to.
here's what I'll
let 2 dogs fight
here's
though.
what I'll say. Isaac says my files are done, but I know there's footage in there that we didn't go through. But
there's something we didn't
there's some
pull up.
there's some footage
Yeah,
of
I would say that too if I was roundly defeated over and over again.
multiple dogs attacking. Let me see there. There's some footage of multiple dogs attacking, and the key there is my man stays on one dog and gets the complete finish before he goes to the next dog. So he's getting bit. He's getting ate up at the legs. It's definitely gonna be bleeding. He might need some stitches, you know what I'm saying? But he puts one dog out and then turns his attention to the other dog and gets again the headlock. So
This is one that argues bodes well for you.
which one is this?
That's why he can't find stuff. He's only trying to find ones that make you look good.
Look, I don't have the controls.
That's
here,
your
guys.
man. That's your man.
Sorry, I just work here.
Tag team.
I'm actually a guest here.
It's just me and Helio here, doing our thing.
We're gonna have to sanction some animal fights. What do we got here?
They don't like that.
That's what I heard. Oh, dude, that's like a bobcat.
No,
Bam,
it was
slam,
a coyote.
smash, 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 smash.
He just
Dude.
jackknifed it.
Yeah, dude. Get snatched up around here, coming at my dog.
See,
Slam.
again, you're attacking something that's fighting something else, so it's not really the same thing.
Okay, but what this says here is if
Is that if I'm not paying attention, you can grab it and slam it.
is that you're too small. If I get a hold of you, I get the slam and the finish. Period. Point blank. Like if I get a hold of you, if you get a hold of my neck, it's tough times. If I get a hold of you, it's tough times for you. And so, like to say,
But
like
that's like saying I can knock out Mike Tyson when he's not looking.
that's not exactly the same. I
Can
get
you?
what you're saying?
I mean, could you? Yeah.
But that is true.
Well, I'd crow hop or something, like,
I mean, you better hope it knocked him out, right?
yeah, right. But
I don't know if I could.
You'll get the
Unannounced, Steven,
analogy.
do you think you could knock him out?
I've never knocked a man out with my hands standing, only on the ground, so I don't know.
Every man can go to sleep if you put it on the button, and especially they're not looking. Of course, Tyson gets slept. I just say that like it's not
My man's got instincts.
it's not equivalent right there. I think that like it's clear as day. My man right there in that last video was it's just a matter of size. Like we're just bigger than like even a 60-pound animal. It's like it's still literally less than half of the size of you. So you can get the slam, you can get a pin, you can get like
Soccer kicks.
No, sure.
Pride rules go a long way in animal fights for sure.
KO'd.
Front headlock, knees to the head, stuff like that.
It does go a long way.
So we're saying front headlocks the apex maneuver in the animal fight pyramid.
Yeah, I think guillotines were nakeds. So this next example right here is my man puts a dog in a guillotine. I think the dog's attacking him. Who knows why? He's just minding his business, and he snatches up the guillotine.
Oh yeah, we've seen this twice already.
Well,
Yeah, see, now he's doubling back.
oh man,
Why does it keep cutting to the?
there's various dog
Oh,
attacks.
these are just a bunch of dog attacks.
I guess so. They all attack the same though. They're just looking for limbs. Even these big dogs. I mean, you get a hold of the neck and they're trying to get away. We didn't even show the one that happened in the street where my man saves this woman from getting attacked by a dog, and the dog gets left unconscious, just to show that like physically and anatomically, the blood runs in their brain the same. Like they still go to sleep the exact same. I mean, the dog was passed out, so it was a good example, which maybe we'll find, maybe we won't. I think that like what's a large dog? Like how big is a large dog? What dogs classify as like a large dog that may be too large to like
Could you kill a Great Dane?
again, they attack like dogs. You know what I'm saying? A single Great Dane, I feel like it's gonna get a limb. It's gonna get an arm, it's gonna get a leg, and I'll get the neck. And and everything happens the same.
Hey, Charlie. Josh, are you still alive down there? Do you have
Yes, no,
any,
I'm just
you don't have any opinions?
well, I mean, I have opinions. I just don't like. There's really nothing to.
Air them out.
Well, there's nothing to really articulate when I'm watching the videos, and like it's obviously happened. So I'm like, it's like wow, good for them, I guess. you know.
Most of these are exceptions to the rule in your mind.
Again, it depends on what we're talking about in those circumstances. Like we know that dogs kill lots of people. Now, dogs are usually attacking large groups, and that's how they do it. A lot of it occurs in Africa. Does happen in the U.S. As well, and everywhere around the world. But I mean, you show a video of like one guy defending a dog. I mean, I don't know how to. I don't really know what to argue if there's anything to argue because yes, you can defend yourself against a dog if you have an idea of what to do. A lot of people don't. So, but we're trying to stay in the realm of not average people against average animals. So
Let's talk about
Well, so I think we heard Ricky Bobby warn us about packs of stray dogs roaming around cities and taking over, right? So it's something you got to look out for. If you can use your brain to get ropes and helicopters, then they can start having packs to come fight at the same time too. You know, we gotta make it fair.
Yeah, but then we start talking about tools, and I'll pick up a stick, and all of a sudden the whole pack it'll bow to my stick because dogs are dumb.
Dang, man.
I like the stick on fire.
Why you hate dogs?
Let's talk about a lynx. I feel like I remember a lynx being brought up, and I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but lynx aren't very big. I feel like that falls into the 30-pound cat category,
It does.
and
Yeah,
I feel like I'm smashing a lynx. Smash, smash.
mean animals, man. I mean, yes, I think you could if we are assuming the parameters of you're able to grab it and chuck it. I mean, but the chances of a lynx scratching you in the carotid artery in your neck or biting you in the arm and hitting something important, I mean, it's pretty high. So I wouldn't take that gamble.
But we're
Kind of
still
like
we're still including the fact that we have hospitals. Though,
Oh,
right?
small links are 40 pounds up to 66.
yeah, they're a little bigger, but so consider the example of the cougar, right? That or the mountain lion that
A bobcat
the
is a
guy,
lynx.
yeah, same thing. So, but when the cougar was, he had his foot on his throat or whatever. I mean, if that cougar got up and swiped him in the leg in the right way and took out his artery, I mean, it's game over. So the
Yeah,
guy's
that's
like
what John
really,
Danaher
really,
said. You got to trust him.
he's like really, really lucky that
Even
that didn't happen.
even like a guy, like we were talking about, how big is a man have to be, like out of your weight class, same skill level to make a difference, and I said 25 pounds.
Sure.
If a guy that's even 20, 30 pounds bigger than me is mounted on me, it's like, and he knows how to put pressure, it's tough times. And so we're literally more than double the size of any of those cats that we're talking about. I feel like if you get the cat on bottom and you get a mount, how does the cat get out? Like, of course, it's like trying, but like people try to. It just doesn't matter. I got the classic Vader choke on the neck, and I'm mounted on this cat, and it can't get out, and it's trying its damnedest to get out, and I'm just like putting pressure on the arteries, and then it passes out and dies because that's what happens.
Sure. But again, you're kind of comparing human strength to human strength and not cat strength to human strength. So you have to consider their evolutionary advantage as well.
I feel like their evolutionary advantage is their sneakiness and their attacks, right? And so if we're
Sure.
talking about the one-on-one, all that's gone. Like, of course, I've got my frames in and my neck protected. I'm ready to go. It's gonna attack, or I'm gonna like. How does it get to me? It's
Well,
gonna
I
get.
mean,
I'm gonna get cut up for sure.
yeah, well, I mean, that's all the parameters of the fight that we're hypothetically discussing. It's like if the cat doesn't have an advantage,
What if it
there's
jumps on
risk.
your back?
What if I
I-
jump back?
Yeah, right. I mean, I kind of feel
But you're
like this
not.
just is a black hole of what ifs, really.
What if the cat spends 6 weeks sprawl training?
Cats prefer guard.
What
They
if the
prefer
cat?
guard. You see them pull guard all the time in their street fights.
Yeah, they like the Barambolo a lot.
They know how to hand fight to get out of the front headlock if you pay attention.
Oh yeah.
I don't care.
They
If I get
spin
the
and start
mount,
scratching the fuck out of you right there. And if they get that artery,
mount neon belly, it's done.
suicide by cat.
Yeah, I mean, there's a really high risk of, especially with felines, of getting.
You may die just like 3 weeks later from an infection, you dumbass.
But I still won the fight.
No, you didn't.
I may have.
If you're both dead, did you really win?
If I walk away and the cat doesn't,
Ask your wife if she thought you won.
okay.
Oh, see?
Jesus.
We talking about real life.
My wife's not a very good judge. I watch UFC with her.
She just know that you're gone and the infection was the cause.
I feel pretty confident in our hospitals. That's another thing. That's another point that I always make is like, again, you made it at the beginning. It's like
You're in
I'm
Alabama.
I'm fully aware.
Oh, there
Got
we go
him
again.
again. See, they can't handle when I start bringing the heat. They always close out.
Just dropped
Let me ask this. Let me ask this. What can I help answer?
I don't think there's anything you can answer. You
What is
already
the
know.
question? I feel like
I
that's
don't even
what
know
I'm
why
gonna
he's here. He basically just said everything we already knew.
like what can I help with?
It doesn't.
Why am I
it
here?
doesn't want me to-
Essentially.
It doesn't. It doesn't want me to win here.
Because you can't. You're making all of our arguments for us over and over.
Listen.
Sir
What-
Keelan,
What
conscious,
what classifies as a large dog? How big is that?
100 pounds.
I'm sure there's like veterinary standards, but I would say probably like what 60 and up. Large
I
dog.
was gonna say 80, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean you have like some really big dogs, but
210.
210. What dog is 210 pounds?
English Mastiffs, those dogs can get pretty big.
My
Saint
dog
Bernard,
Ray J out there.
He's got a dog in him.
Christian Eccles, my dog.
So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a 60-pound dog, 80-pound dog. I mean,
I feel like y'all ended up just
that's
agreeing.
a good scrap. like an 80-pound dog is a good scrap. It's gonna hurt. I would hate to get bit by that, but I'll get the neck.
So my shepherd's 75 pounds. All right. So, but I've been bit by my shepherd playfully. And I was kind of messing with her one day, but I had really, really thick snow gloves on. I mean, super thick. And it was enough to where like it bruised through my palm. And I just can't imagine feeling that, even if you like do give it an arm. I mean, it's crushing kind of pressure. And like being able to just be like, and fight through it. So.
Man, I'm one of those guys. I'm like, dude, I definitely and fight through it.
I mean, I've seen them, but I mean, that's me.
Like, I would hate to lose a good chunk of my arm, but
Yeah.
I just feel like that's 10 times better than getting eaten by a dog. And I just feel like there's no chance that I let this dog eat me. It's not as big as me. I feel like I can get some sort of position in order and survive, whether that's like I'm on bottom getting eaten by a dog and I like wrap up a guard in some sort of guillotine and I've got holes and cuts, or I'm on top and I get a mount or the back, or I just feel like it's too anatomically, it's got that neck is just too out there.
Okay, well, let's even the playing field here because we're not talking about average humans, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking in terms of me. I'm like, man,
In terms of you, okay, let's say I throw one of those trained canines that run around with SEAL Team 6 or whatever at you at
he's
full
trained.
bore.
He's trained.
Yeah, I mean, something that's going to come at you at a speed that you cannot manage. Like, you're not going to be able to catch a dog's headlock that's jumping straight towards you at 35, 40 miles an hour, depending on how fast they're moving.
All right, I will say this.
With
That
metal
dog,
teeth and everything else, you know.
I will say this. That dog's been training specifically to attack humans. I haven't been training
Yeah.
specifically to beat dogs. So give me a training program, and I might feel a little better about
You want
my,
a training camp? You want like a 6-week camp?
you
to
know,
get ready
like for a
the
wrestler,
dogs? Yeah.
for a wrestler, you sprawl, but for a dog that's gonna jump at you, it might be more like a guard pull to like the reversal or something. I don't know. I'm just saying. Like I may need a couple of
You think
reps.
maybe taking bottom on that approach?
I just think I need to get put in the marshmallow costume and get a couple reps of like getting attacked by a dog before I go full into a sanctioned fight with a German Shepherd that's been trained on how to kill me. You know what I'm saying?
I could.
It's trained on killing humans. Let me train a little bit on killing dogs. I've only had one altercation with a dog that really wanted to hurt me. What I feel like I was on a run. It was a jog.
Yeah.
And the instincts of the dog, it just wanted to like chase me and bite me, I guess, and snatch the head. But again, like you said, German Shepherd canine coming to like do its thing, fast, aggressive. Yeah, I might need a couple reps, but again, just the size.
And he has a coach that too. Like that plays like if you're getting one of those like SEAL Team 6 dogs like sicked on you, then he's got a coach in his corner. Do you have a coach in your corner now?
I just need some reps.
That's it. You don't even need your coach.
Yeah, it's a one man sport. He can't save me. I don't need.
I feel like y'all are agreeing more than y'all are disagreeing in this entire conversation.
I'm not here to completely argue. And like I said, I'm not saying we can kill a polar bear here. I'm aware of reality, but there's just, it's situational. It's like it depends on the person. There's so many there's such a variety of like different altercations with these animals. It's not as clear as like, hey, you get in an arena and only one of you leave and y'all are both going to stay here, no food until one of you decides to attack. It's like it's not as clear as that, right? And so you have to take so many different things into account, which a lot of this footage that we're pulling up is just like an example of how they attack or how people deal with it, or maybe some options, and et cetera, et cetera. So there's so much room for interpretation and like all that it's hard. Like we can't really make a solid claim here. I feel like it's not like you can say like, I think the solid claims are like, yeah, uh, grown grizzlies and polar bears eat you 100% of the time, right? Like I'm willing
Mhm.
to agree with that. I don't like a black bear. Like there's a lot of gray area in my mind. Like I think like certain black bears they're gonna get you. Certain black bears
I
like no.
don't know if you'd have the strength to be able to like strangle a black bear.
Yeah, I guess
That's another thing.
like how do you
It's
kill 'em?
defensive side.
How do you kill them is one
I
thing.
mean, how deep are those arteries on a bear? Like, how thick is its neck? Like, that's like
Oh,
trying to choke like a really
bear
small.
fur is super thick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
so
luck.
so I've seen there's a couple clips
That's what people wear up here to stay warm.
maybe next time I'll come more prepared with some videos in our continued episode. But
Part two already. Huh?
I've seen some bears where it's like, oh, dude, there's literally no way I could even get my arms around that thing properly with like being able to apply force.
He's
But
gonna
then there's
spin.
but then there's some bears out there that I'm like, oh, dude, I'll snatch that neck up, boy. And the bear looks bigger than its neck was, and like there's I don't know, there's just so much variety, and like you said, like all wild animals don't want to get hurt, and like an injury in the wild like is serious, and like that could mean that they can't eat or hunt, et cetera, et cetera. So like I just feel like humans are willing to fight to the freaking brink of death. Those wild animals are not about that life. Like at the end of the day, if they feel like they're losing, they're trying to get out of there. And we're bigger than a lot of them. The ones that are bigger than us, like that's a tough day at the office. We're gonna need some tools. And if you start getting into the tool category, like I mean, shit, a 6 to 12 inch fixed blade, and I'm taking out most of these animals on the planet. That's a hard.
That's your line.
Yeah.
If you give him a knife. All right, Josh, what's your expert exit on this?
I think it comes down to the situation dictates who the person is. Average human versus average animal. I still hold my initial position of like a medium sized dog is going to kill most people without much trouble.
And a medium dog is how big?
50 pounds.
Like your
At
average pit bull.
Yeah.
Or- yeah.
Yeah. Against like your average person who has no idea what any headlock, guillotine, whatever it's like. Based on some of the I struggle to agree with the bladed thing even with some of these bigger animals.
That was gonna be.
Yeah, you said that I was like
Like that buffalo. That buffalo can't hurt me. He just ran circles around that dude. And so
Well,
if I just
think
stab
about this.
I'm
But
gonna
think
do
about this. Once you hurt that buffalo, it's going to really
stab.
amp up.
Whoop,
Yeah.
slip, stab. Oh, he's mad. Slip, stab.
Yeah, I'd have to disagree with that one, my friend. Pretty hard.
Same with like a bull is 10 times more agile than a big water buffalo. And a bull gets sideswiped all the time by them clowns. Just imagine he stabs him every time he sideswipes him. Whoop,
But
stab.
what do they do before they sideswipe those bulls?
A little juke step.
No, they like spear them over and over again.
Are you talking about like in the bullfights, like the Spanish
Yeah.
bullfights?
Yeah, I mean they have like spears hanging out of them by the end of it. I mean these animals are on their last leg. That's why they get so mad.
Even just
Right?
the American
Horrifying.
even just the American ones where they're just riding the bulls and the clowns go in there and they just like distract them with like there's like 3 or 4 little clowns in there doing the little juke steps. They're not even attacking the bull, but they're
Numbers.
just
How do they get those bulls all mad though?
I think just riding them kind of pisses them off, right? Are they stabbing them back there? I don't know.
I have not.
Hot take.
It's been a while since I've looked into actual bull riding.
They give them a little cattle prod back there to
Bull
hype
ride,
'em
like bull
up.
riding, they just have a strap on their groin. That's what makes them irritated. They're trying to
Shut
kick the
up.
strap off. Yeah, that's why.
That's
Like when
what
they
it
ride
is.
up
That's what I
next,
thought. I just
when
wanted
they
to make
ride up
sure it
next
hadn't
to him and they
changed.
reach across and they pull that strap off, and then he chills out because his stuff's not all like bound up in a like you know.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
The more you know. You know what I'm saying?
That's how
So-
they make them buck.
So an injured animal is going to be obviously much more dangerous, right? So that changes everything again.
What about a giraffe?
What about a giraffe?
He's
I feel
fucking you up.
I feel like I'd kill a giraffe with a 6.
No way.
Whoa, no, I don't know if I can get behind that.
How
one.
does it kill me? With
He's
his
gonna hit
snarky
you. He's
head?
gonna headbutt you.
Like
Hey.
the neck thing?
No, well, it could, but it just stomp you more than likely. Moose kill more people here in Alaska than bears do from stomping people.
Get that ass stomped out, Keelan.
Dang. I'd be embarrassed
You're
if I
you're
got
gonna
stomped
die.
by a giraffe.
You're gonna die with a moose. I saw you contemplate that you were gonna kill a moose. No, a moose is gonna kill you.
I was
He's
thinking,
got swords on his head.
Mr. Giraffe's gonna get that ass too.
dude, imagine I get a headlock or like triangle choke.
Can't. Too big. His posture's too good. His head's way up there.
No, but if I
It's way up there.
If frogs had wings, they wouldn't bump their ass every time they hop.
I don't know what that means, but I'd kill a frog.
I'm just saying, if
I
don't
feel like-
count.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
Uh-oh.
Wait. That's important. That's an important question. Could you kill a frog? A poisonous frog?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, wait.
You know, they have frogs that, like, if you touch them, you're
He's on drugs.
He's dead. So I'd kick him like a soccer ball.
with a shoe.
Yeah, I mean, I keep the things
Mandatory.
on. I keep
Got
the
these
kicking.
things on me. Got these hey dudes ready to go.
Do you see why it's? I mean, so I say these things just to kind of show kind of the hilarity of the arguments, right? Because we have so many aids in our favor as humans. We're not walking around like animals are. With nothing,
Apex
right?
predator, baby.
I'll tell you what, if any altercation between me and a wild animal predator were to ever happen, he'd be sad because I stay strapped. First of all, second
Stay
of all,
strapped to get clapped. All day.
second of all, there's multiple blades and I like fires. Like I don't ever go with like just hand to hand out there in the wild. With that being said, if it came down to it,
This man's gonna start a forest fire to beat these animals.
hey man, you seen how Mowgli took out old
I'm gonna
buddy?
burn down your whole family's place, son.
Oh man, you calling out the Jungle Book?
Jungle Book. I've seen it. I've seen all the evidence out there.
So this is what this is all about. Mowgli. Explain to me about this, Keelan. Explain to me what that means to me, to you. Let's get to the bottom of this right now.
Raised by wolves. He's an
I
equal.
can,
He's an equal. You know, it's not. There's some of nature, and there's some of nurture inside humans, right? And whenever you're a parent, you start to understand that when you have a kid, you start to kind of contemplate how much of nature versus nurture is going into this child. How much am I changing or creating in this child, and how much is just born in this child? And Mowgli's a great example. You know what I'm saying? You get raised by wolves, you become a wolf, dog. You're a wild animal out there. Gain the respect in the animal kingdom.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So what do you think? Is it more nature or nurture though?
50-50. I got 3
It's
kids.
hindsight. That's hindsight.
I wish it was nurture.
It's 50-50.
I got 3 kids. I would love to be able to say
That's like 33 and a third then.
thing. But I got certain kids that were just born crazier than other kids. So
No, well, see, that's an interesting side topic though. But like, you're a different person than you were each time too. Like you and your wife are different each time that the new baby comes along. Y'all are dealing with different stuff. Each time she's already went through a different pregnancy and birth thing. Y'all have already went through all the sleeping and feeding and all that stuff. So like, you definitely are different people, even though you're the same people. So the kids don't grow up in the same house, even though they grow up with the same people.
All right. Well,
Side topic.
part 2 coming with other
Super deep parenting thoughts.
categories. Super deep. Do y'all have any closing thoughts that y'all want to put in on this?
My son is gonna learn how to kill every wild animal just for just for the proof of this show. We're going out on a hunt tomorrow.
I'm in on the hunt. I know you kind of shit on my wild boar and dog fights, but when I was like 16 or 17 years old, probably 16, I had just started driving. My friend's dad, he took us out there, and we were all little city boys, but he was a country boy, and he had trapped some wild hogs, and he said the only way to get them was to get in there and grab them. Which later he revealed that we could back up the truck and raise the thing and get 'em, and they would just run in there, blah blah blah. But he wanted to see us get in there and wrestle with them, and so me and my friend KJ got in there, and I just remember when KJ finally hopped in, they freaked out, and I just was on total defense. One of them ran at me and was just trying to get at me, and it wasn't the mama. The mama was big and thick over there. It was definitely one of the teenagers. But whenever I got a hold of this teenager, he was definitely strong, and I just feel like it was definitely like wild animal strength. Like we can talk about the domestication of animals and then the wild animals and like what's the difference and stuff. And I felt it that day, and I snatched his ass up. I pinned his little boar ass, and that was that. And I just feel like I, I've 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 gotten a hold of, how when you get a hold of somebody, you can kind of know whenever you start grappling. I just knew, man. It's just he was too little.
Is that nature or nurture?
That's nature, baby. Mother Nature made all that.
Or did he nurture you by throwing you in the hog pen?
That was a little bit of nurture.
See, now your whole life's been a lie. You were
I
nurtured.
I already
That
knew.
was your you thought this was your nature the whole time, and it was the way that man nurtured you.
I already knew everything was a lie. I've seen The Matrix.
Turned you onto those boars.
Have y'all seen the VR headsets that actually kill you if you die in the game?
No.
Yeah, that's
It's like a
that escalated.
Whenever they come up
That
with,
caught me off guard.
when
isn't
they
that a Black Mirror episode?
it might be, I don't know, but the dude who
Something like
created
it.
the Oculus VR headsets for Facebook or Meta or whatever, he created the.
I feel like it's a publicity stunt. I don't feel like
My
it's
man's
real.
a sci-fi
Yeah.
lover. Like
Yeah.
that's what got him into VR creation. But he ended up making a VR headset that kills you if you die in the game. Anyways, my point is, when those go public and they come out with the animal fight simulation, we'll start getting into this.
Hey, where's my boxing fights at?
They're
Isaac.
in my files.
I gotta get this. I beat up some dude on the internet back in the day too. So
I'll
Some
find
VR?
I'll find those.
yeah, once I learned how to fight, he was done, son.
All right, you want to close this? Close this.
Isaac's done with our shit, y'all.
I mean,
Josh, closing thoughts.
Thanks for having me.
We just ruined this man's whole career. It's like, please don't produce this.
this is gonna be a regular show. What are you talking about?
Oh man.
I'm
All right,
just saying these are hot topics. The people want to hear these kind of things,
Keelan,
no,
what are
for
your
sure, man.
what
Keelan,
are your last thoughts? Tell the camera, tell the people what you think.
I wish I had a concise thought to give. I guess all I'm gonna say is we ended up agreeing. It depends on the person.
Nerdin.
It depends on the person. It depends on the situation, right? Some bears are gonna eat you, and I'm gonna eat some bears. And I guess that's my closing argument. Same
I
with
think
mountain lions.
I think you should just, you don't have to wait on the VR headset if you really want to give that a try. Like, I wouldn't recommend it though.
The problem is what you said earlier is that they don't want to fight. Like if I go out in the jungle in the wilderness looking for a fight, they run because they know what's up. They've
Well,
seen.
find one that's around cubs.
fire.
I hear you. I hear you.
I mean, you can change the situation. I mean, you can use your, evolutionary advantage of human knowledge to do that.
Trap them in a little kennel, make them fight me.
Yeah.
Trap or die.
Well,
Okay, so
That's
that's it. Wrapping
Yeah.
this thing up. Okay, well, this is number one in a series of debates on people. If you got another topic you think is worthy of coming on here and discussing with some person who's a professional in a field and you're just an average white belt in that field and you think you're smarter, I'll be happy to host it and let you make the case to said professional.
Hold on one sec.
This is the dream show, so we're giving everybody an opportunity to live their dream. And sometimes this man brings receipts, you know what I'm saying? He's just got receipts from that state too, where you're in, it's no big deal. I mean, no big deal. This is the dream show and we just smoked Keelan. Good night.
You can't read it here, but this is my certificate of professional.
All white everything. He surrenders.
All right.